I'm back in Calgary for a constituency week, and I've talked to many people who are asking me what is going on in Ottawa, and it really has been an extraordinary month in February. It's just absolutely incredible what has been happening ever since the Globe and Mail broke their story accusing Justin Trudeau and his senior advisors of trying to improperly influence the prosecution of the criminal prosecution of SNC-Lavalin. So last week we finally, after spending several weeks and having all kinds of debate and motions in the House of Commons, the Justice Committee finally was able to hold a meeting where they could hear at least part of fired Justice Minister and Attorney General Jody Wilson-Raybould, and hear part of her story, the part of her story that at least goes up into and covers the period that she was Attorney General. Now, we know that many things have happened since then, and that she had conversations with the Prime Minister and others after that, and we don't yet know what else there is to this, but her testimony at last week's Justice Committee meeting was explosive. It was credible. It was backed up with notes, texts, documentary evidence that she had was very well in command of. And at the end of that meeting, it was very clear that she, as Attorney General, believed that she had inappropriate, possibly even illegal pressure applied to her to give SNC-Lavalin a break. And this pressure came from the Prime Minister himself, she said from his senior advisors, from the clerk of the Privy Council, and this was all sustained and organized pressure that all came after she said that she had clearly made her decision and had clearly told the Prime Minister that any future pressure put on her to change her mind would be inappropriate. So we all know she was fired in a cabinet shuffle later on, and subsequently resigned from cabinet altogether. Now, following that extraordinary Justice Committee meeting, Andrew Scheer, the leader of Canada's Conservatives, has called on Justin Trudeau to resign. He has lost the moral authority to govern Canada, and the problems of regular, hardworking Canadians continue. We still don't have any pipelines built. They're still trying to get Bill C-69 run through the Senate so that they can make sure there are never any other pipelines built. We've got an out-of-control debt and deficit. We've got all kinds of serious problems that that need to command the attention of a government, and yet this government is focused on its own internal chaos. We've got ministers resigning. We've got senior members of the Prime Minister's office resigning. We've got more questions, even further questions that remain unanswered. This can't continue. So I completely agree and share in Andrew Scheer's call for Justin Trudeau's resignation. Canadians need their government to start working for them and not for themselves. And so we await what is going to happen next. I really can't say. There's going to be another Justice Committee meeting tomorrow, and there obviously is much more to this than we know at this point. But what I do know is that Canadians need a change, and Canadians need a government that can work for Canadians.